Hey guys, Shadow Reviewer here. Today is the 33-year anniversary of when the original Sailor Moon series aired on March 7th, 1992. I thought I'd get this special video in it for today, and today I'm looking at the Sailor Scouts themselves. Preferably the 10 Sailor Scouts. The ones named after the planets. Now, I'm not putting Tuxedo Mask on there because he's not called Sailor Earth, even though he kind of represents the Earth. I'm not including the Sailor Starlights because they're not named after planets, even though they've got their own transformations. I'm not including the villains from Season 5 or the Sailor Starlights' leader. And lastly, this is just my opinion. If your favorite scout's not higher or lower on the list, let me know down in the comments below. But happy Sailor Moon Day. These are the Sailor Scouts ranked. And starting off at number 10. I will get this out of the way. I like her arc in Season 3 and her power with her scythe. That's pretty cool. But everything else, though, she's honestly the blandest out of the Scouts. I mean, she barely gets a transformation scene, and that feels like a big letdown. She only appears in the episodes where she either teams up with the other Outer Scouts or just doesn't do it much. I mean, her power is kind of cool, and like I said, her arc in Season 3 was freaking cool, but everything else about the character just doesn't make me invest that much. I know a lot of people are not gonna like that I put Sailor Venus this low on the list. But hear me out on this one. It's the fact that her personality irks me a little bit. I mean, she does have funny moments here and there, like her in Season 3 finally getting a pure heart, her holding it close to her chest, both literally and figuratively, is funny. But despite her appearing late in the first season and barely getting any personality, was kind of weird to me. It's just honestly weird. And her powers are okay, I guess. I mean, the chain attack was kind of cool, and her transformation is not that bad. It's just very bright. I mean, she has good interactions with Artemis, but that's all I can say about Venus. I mean, she is iconic, I get that, but she's not for me. And you must be wondering, how could I put Pluto above Venus? Well, for one, Pluto actually serves a lot to the plot. I mean, she's there to help Chippy Moon out in Season 2, and she's the one that helps Uranus and Neptune get their first test of power. And honestly, her one attack, which is the one only attack is freaking cool. I mean, I'm surprised they got away with it, especially in the especially in both the Japanese version and the Viz dub. Honestly, Pluto is kind of interesting and unique, but again, her one only attack and her limited screen time and her characterization in season 3 kind of irked me a little bit. I mean, I thought she was different, but no, she's just like Uranus and Neptune. Not overly bad, but could be better. And speaking of which, I will get one cool thing out of the way. Her powers are cool. World shaking and her little sword are kind of badass. But like Venus, her personality irks me. I mean, it's just all being tough and all that, not taking the Anasail Scout seriously. I mean, she outright humiliates Jupiter in one episode, and despite them working together in season 3, they still get Sailor Moon into that fight. Uranus is the one that started it, and it outright annoys me. Oh, and speaking of refusing the team up, the Sailor Starlights. What did they honestly do to you? Honestly, nothing. Haruka is a cool character, in concept. I mean, her transformation is not that bad, but it's the personality that really irks me. Honestly, a lot of people would have put her higher on the list, but not me. I just don't like her as a character. And you must be wondering why she's not lower. Hotaru pretty much had less personality. Venus kind of irked me with less personality, and Pluto is fine but barely gets any screen time. Uranus, on the other hand, just irks me and isn't particularly my favorite. But at least her powers are cool, I guess. However, I am willing to let this go on Chibiusa. She's a little kid. That I'm fine with. Her arc in season 2 is pretty cool. And I like her interaction with Hotaru in season 3. But season 4 is where she stops from ranking higher. The whole her not telling the others about her interactions with Pegasus is honestly stupid. And trust me, oh boy, that's too much to unravel there. But, and honestly, her powers are kind of useless, but at least they're up there for a few laughs. I mean, her powers do get better in season 4, but season 3 is where they're pretty much playing for comedy than rather taking it seriously. And while it's kind of adorable, but that's pretty much it. I like her transformation, it's cute and adorable. Cute-orable. I did that as a cool word. Cute-orable. There's nothing else to go off of. I mean, I can see where she gets her personality from, but that's about it. So yeah, we're now from the worst of the scouts to the best. We're at the halfway point, people, so let's see who's left. Yep. And I know what y'all are thinking. She's the main character. Why isn't she at number 1? She's kind of a split for me. In season 1, it's mostly just her crying and complaining. I let that slide because she's only 14 years old. I get that. But as the series went on, she became more, well, weird. It's hard to describe. She gets a little mature and braver, which is a nice character arc, but from where it started, it can be a little annoying sometimes. But I gotta say, her 6 transformations, yes, I said 6, the one with, yes, crisis makeup does count, are pretty original, pretty cool and memorable. Particularly my favorite is the transformation in season 3. Honestly, that one is beautiful. Her attacks are absolutely cool. My favorite one is got to be her attacks in season 5. Particularly the second version of the attack. I mean, Usagi does grow as a character from whiny brat to badass, from badass leader of the Scouts. It's a steep hill to climb, and this makes her the only character to appear in all 200 episodes of the show. Yes, only character. But what stops her ranking higher is her personality can irk me a little bit. She can be supportive at times, she can be funny at times, she can even be inspirational at times, but she can also be annoying at times, and that's what stops me from putting her higher on the list. Honestly, being at number 5, ain't not bad. Yeah, out of all of my favorite Outer Scouts, Neptune's my favorite. Her power over water's freaking cool. I like her transformation. Her Michiru as a character is mysterious and unique. I like her chemistry with Haruka. And yes, I said chemistry. They are, you know, not that crappy American dub with their cousins. Don't at me. I like she is willing to be there for Haruka. Her 2 greatest moments in season 3 is where she sacrifices herself to make sure that Uranus and Sailor Moon get away, and the other one where she tries to save Uranus but accidentally gets hurt. That's a real that's a real person right there. And well, yeah, pretty much I could buy the argument that when she's around Uranus, she's actually worse in comparison, but I think she's interesting. Oh, and she's downright drop-dead gorgeous. I mean, who wouldn't be with her? She's honestly pretty beautiful. But she's not the most beautiful character. In the top 3, she's drop-dead gorgeous. Honestly, Neptune is my favorite Outer Scout. And honestly, who wouldn't love Deep Submerge? What a cool attack. And as for Submarine Reflection, it's good. Enough. Alright, now we're in my top 3. Yeah, wouldn't surprise me if this and the next 2 are pretty high on this list. I think Ami as a character is pretty memorable. The brains the brains of the group, the one that's got all the cool gadgets. She's intelligent and well spoken, and I love, despite her being the brainy type, she doesn't look down on anybody. She's willing to help in any way she can, regardless if they're working with her or against her. Particularly in seasons 2 and 3, where she goes against 2 of the henchmen, and she tries to either outwit them in the battle of brains, or tries to help them understand from her point of view. I like that in her character. Honestly, Amy grows legit as a character, and her water-based powers too. My favorite one is Mercury Aqua Rhapsody, where she uses a harp merged with water. I like that attack. Even her, and her transformation is pretty iconic. What can I honestly say? Mercury is great, but there are two that top her. Let's just keep going. Yep. Honestly, this and my number one pick are my two favorites. But if I have to switch in between, I put Mars at number 2 for one particular reason. Her feuds with Usagi. I mean, right? I totally get it. Usagi can be a pain in the ass to deal with, but could you at least be a little nice about it to some degree? But that's my only nitpick. The rest of it, she's top notch. Her powers of fire are amazing. Particularly my favorite is Flame Sniper. Her transformations are honestly freaking damn amazing. I like her relationship with her grandfather. I mean, he's the only family she has. I like her iconic getup with the white robe, the red pants, and the thong shoes. And honestly, her introduction in season 1 is downright funny as hell. And she also legit grows as a character. I mean, whenever she's the focus, it's something rather mysterious or something pretty unique. And she does both spectacularly well. And honestly, I love Christina V's vocal performance. Yes, I said her particularly. I don't know about the Japanese version or the American dub, but Christina V in the Viz dub is my favorite Sailor Moon voice actor. I hope to meet her one day. So, Sailor Mars, honestly, my second favorite Sailor Scout. But there is one that can top it. Have you been keeping track? Do you know who it is? Well, let's get into it. And my number one favorite Sailor Scout of all time goes to Sailor Jupiter. I mean, most people would put her low on the middle of the list, but not me. I love Sailor Jupiter. I mean, I've got her in my background. I've got her right over there. You'll see her right there. There she is over there. Well, and I even cosplayed her at one point. I love Sailor Jupiter. Her transformations are my favorite. Her powers of electricity is cool. Particularly my honestly favorite is Supreme Thunder. Mako as a character is amazing. I mean, the girl can fight, making her the muscle, and the girl can cook. I mean, her introduction is pretty much kicking men's butts and food. And honestly, she's just downright funny. Oh, and she doesn't look down on anyone either. If you're the hero or the villain, she does not screw around. You lay a finger on her friends, she will kick your butt. As in one episode, where a bunch of students started bullying Amy, Mako took them down without a fight. I mean, ever since I watched the show, Sailor Jupiter is the one that I fell in love with the most. I mean, she's just downright cool. I love her personality, I love her powers, I love the character. Honestly, Sailor Jupiter, aka Mako, Mako, is generally my favorite Sailor Moon character, and my favorite Sailor Scout, and I put her as my #1 favorite Scout of all time. So that's that's the end of the video, folks. I hope you liked it. This was a last minute thing I've been thinking about. What should I do with this to celebrate the airing of the very first Sailor Moon episode that aired on March 7th, 1992. And this is the one I thought come up with. Maybe next year on March 7th, 2026, I might do something else. I'll keep that in mind. On Sunday, I'll be back on the H2O train with episode 21, The Jewel Thief. Until then, I'm the Shadow Reviewer, and happy Sailor Moon Day.